If you ever wonder what FP&A really is, this video is for you. I'm Lucas. I have over 10 years of experience working in FP&A for multinational corporations, managing budgets of over $600 million. And today, I'm going to be explaining in simple terms what FP&A really is and what the day-to-day is like inside a large company. What FP&A really means. FP&A stands for Financial Planning and Analysis, but that doesn't explain much. The real mission of FP&A is to help the business make better decisions using data, analysis, and financial insights. That's it. FP&A is the bridge between the numbers and the decision makers. The four main buckets of FP&A teams. In every company I worked for, FP&A responsibilities fell into four main buckets. The first one being budget and planning. This is where we decide what we want to achieve. It includes the annual budget, which is done once a year. This is a detailed plan to define the numbers for the next fiscal year. Long-range plans. A long-range plan looks beyond the annual budget. It typically covers a 3 to 5 year period and focuses on strategic financial outcomes, projecting where key P&L drivers like sales, operating profit, and cash flow should be over time. Target setting. This is the big picture. Think we want to achieve 35 billion in sales by 2035. These are the goals that guide everything else, the long-range plan, the budget, and the decisions we make to push the company toward the long-term vision. Second, forecasting. This is the ongoing update, what we think will happen based on new information. Forecasting usually focuses on the current fiscal year. This is where we update the outlook based on the new information we have with the actuals. For example, if we sold last month more than expected, we might want to increase the yearly sales forecast. Similar, if we see retail sales trend decreasing, we might want to adjust that. And if we decrease sales, we might want to cut operating expenses so the decline in sales doesn't affect the profit. How often this is done really depends on each company. Some companies do it every month, some companies do it every quarter, and some even do weekly. Third bucket, reporting. This is where FP&A explains the story behind the numbers. Once the numbers are done, whether we're talking about the close, forecast, or even annual budget, FP&A focuses on updating reporting to share with senior leadership, along with commentary to explain what are the main drivers for variances and main points to focus on. Some of the tasks include monthly P&L, variance analysis, dashboards, executive summaries, ad hoc requests, and so on. Fourth bucket, business partnership. In FP&A, we work with sales, we work with marketing, human resources, research and development, with pretty much everyone. We help them understand the financial impact and make more informed decisions. So here's what a day-to-day in FP&A looks like. Downloading data from the systems, usually SAP, Oracle. Cleaning and transforming data. Many times the data is downloaded very raw, so FP&A usually has set templates where there are output tabs that feed from the data and are easy to read and understand, which makes it easier for us in FP&A as well to our stakeholders. How are the results different from the forecast or from the prior year or even from the budget? Meeting the teams to understand drivers, preparing financial presentations to senior leadership, and scenario modeling. What if we grow 7% more? The work in FP&A is analytical, but also very collaborative. What skills you actually need to succeed in FP&A? In spite of what many people think, the skills we need in FP&A might not just be the technical ones. The soft ones might be even more important. Let's start with the technical skills. Excel and other tools. Lookup formulas, pivot tables, modeling logic. Other tools as well might be a nice add-on, such as macros, queries to help you make your processes more efficient and automated so you can focus more on the analysis. Understanding P&L and knowing business drivers, general accounting rules understanding. Now let's cover the most important soft skills. Communication. It's very important for you to be able to clearly communicate, both written and verbal, so you can explain the numbers and insights well, and also so you can influence decisions and build strong relationships. Which leads me to my next point, relationship building and stakeholder management. Like I said before, in FP&A we work with everyone, and it's a two-way street in which we need to share data, numbers, and insights, but we also need for the other teams to share their insights with us. So it's important for us to build strong, collaborative relationships. The next one is a 2-in-1, curiosity and proactivity. You cannot settle for updating the report and sending the email. It's important to have the curiosity to understand what's really driving the numbers and the proactivity to run deep dive analysis and propose solutions for it. Some analysts may fail not because they cannot build a financial model, but because they can't explain what it means. To me, soft skills are more important. Yes, it is important to understand Excel well, to know the P&L and know the accounting principles, But it's even more important to be able to communicate to your stakeholders, to build strong relationships, and be proactive to propose solutions to the business. Why is FP&A a great career? To me, FP&A is one of the best jobs in corporate finance because we have exposure to everything. We have exposure to leadership, strategy, operations, real business decision making. If, for example, there's a restructuring in the company, FP&A is going to be involved to understand the financial impacts and show the possible scenarios. Also, if your company is buying another company, FP&A is going to be involved to understand what it means in financial terms. If your goal is to become a senior manager, a director, or even a CFO, FP&A is a good path to take. If you like problem solving, analyzing data, working with people with Excel, and influencing decisions, FP&A is a great fit. One of the concerns people who are not so familiar with FP&A might have is how repetitive it may be. So it's important to highlight, especially in the earlier years of your FP&A career, there might be repetitive tasks. Some of them you might do monthly, quarterly, or even weekly, but that decreases a lot as you progress in your career. Also, nowadays there are many tools and even AI that are making all these processes more efficient and less repetitive. To me, what I really like about FP&A is how connected we are to all parts of the business and how we can use the numbers to make an impact to the company. Also, I know I said there are repetitive things in FP&A, but every month there are situations that happen that keep things different, challenging, and fun. So it's important for you to take all of that into consideration before making a decision. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more videos about FP&A, Excel for finance, and career advice based on years of working for multinational corporations. And let me know in the comments, what topic should I explain next? Bye!